Hey everybody, welcome to tomorrow's headlines. Today it's Robin with Fireside Grace Ministries. I'm happy to see you. I am glad that y'all are here. I hope that you had a chance to check out this morning's worship session we did. Just a heads up, it took me about 15 minutes or so to really get into the flow of worship. I just basically hopped up out of bed, prayed for an hour, worshiped for an hour, and then prayed for another hour. So prayed for a couple hours, actually. Then I worshiped for an hour. Then I prayed for another hour. So I got to about 4 or 5 hours of worship, and it's been a busy day. So what I'm going to share with you, now there's new prophecy at the end of this. This is originally from June 2020. I think it was 6/5/2020 is when I put this out. And so I wanted to read this to you because it's pertaining to what's going to happen when Trump comes back and things that had not yet come to pass, but I believe have come to pass since then. And so I wanted to share this stuff with you so that you could see it and be encouraged. So I'm going to roll the intro. I'll give everybody a chance to sign in. Remember to like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, get the word out for us, because that will greatly help. The more people we can reach, the better. Because we don't just want to take care of ourselves, we want to take care of as many people as we can. We want to fulfill our mission and purpose the best that we can, and we're trying to give God all the honor and glory and everything else. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I might sound a little tired or maybe even look a little tired because I've been up since 3 a.m. Well, no big deal. All right, so we are not going to have a partner meeting tonight. I just want to reiterate that. We're going to be in Alabama. We're heading out tomorrow morning. So we're not doing a partner meeting tonight because tonight's preparation, getting ready to go, getting packed, and all of that stuff, which is difficult. We need your prayers. We agreed to go in faith. It's a ministry thing. It is a ministry event. We'll be just outside of Talladega. It's something Falls. I don't remember what it was. So we'll be in that area. Talladega's a little, it's a 6-hour drive from here. So keep us in your prayers. It's been a long, busy day. Of course, we've got, bills to pay still and stuff. We're in a better situation than we were last week when I came to y'all. But, it's nice to be able, we want to get not just the bills paid that we're behind on, but actually be able to get caught up, because you know how it is when you're drowning. It's like you pay a couple bills you're behind on, and now you're going to get back behind, trying to catch up. But the Lord is good. He has blessed us. We are prosperous. He's given us all the spiritual blessings, and He's provided for all of our needs according to His riches in Christ's glory. So we stand on that. Brandy wanted me to share with you that her website is up and ready for Shalom Sanctuary. So if you want to go check that out, it's good, professionally done website, and it's shalom-sanctuary.org, and you just pull it up. Give it a second here. It'll load. You pull it up, and you got all that. This is just the mobile. It looks better I think it looks better on the website, but look at how cool is that. Tells you, hey, here's the dog of the month, Keegan. His adoption fee has been waived. You can barely see his sweet face, but that's Keegan. He's a beagle, like English bulldog mix of some sort, and his got a little overbite like that. His name is Keegan Rubble Chase. Paw Patrol plus Keegan was his name when we got him. He is the sweetest, happiest, friendliest dog in the entire world. So if you want to adopt him, there is no fee for that. You just have to fill out the application. We've got our list of adoption events and stuff on there, which you can't see, but you can go there. It's shalom-sanctuary.org. Okay? Let's see. Yes, it is a second live today, and I have a lot going on for you as well. So, all right, that covers that part. We need your prayers, and if you want to help us do this, we have a month to get there. November 1st is my graduation from Warrior Notes. I got my associate's degree. Praise God, right? Breaking the generational curse of no one in my family being college educated. and definitely nobody doing ministry, at least not with any kind of degree. And so that would be great, but we want to get there. It's a 3-day event. A hotel for 3 days is like $800. The prices have just become insane. I'm going Trump here. They've become insane. Someone's going to be like, 666, he's for the Antichrist. He's a false prophet. Rah, 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 rah. The stupid things people say. All right. Got a few people on. Remember, like and subscribe. Share with your friends and family. I'll say hi and hello real quick. Aaron Burrows, hello. Harmony Hill Homestead, hello. We're fixing to come see you guys really soon. We're just trying to figure out when. We've been very busy. Harry S. Second live today. Absolutely. Matt Stockton. Hello. Zio. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Thank you. Go be a blessing. Seems like I'm in the hole $300 to $500 every month. Yeah, that's what it seems like. That's not bad, though. That's easy to recover from, in some situations. Jose Ramirez. Good afternoon from Florida. Hello. Roxanne. Hello. Jose. Hello. Kelly, God's good. Blessings for your trip and provision. Amen. Yeah, I believe that'll be provided for. All right, let's get into the prophetic words. At the end, there is a lot of crypto stuff here, but again, this first portion, and I'll tell you when the new stuff is done. You probably haven't even heard this. This is from June 2nd, 2020, okay? And now I was praying this I had originally titled, God Wants Total Surrender. And as I was praying this in 2020, this was when I was living in an RV. We were dirt poor, broke. No one knew who we were, and all we did was post videos in Facebook groups. As I was praying, I saw a blue swamp creature / demonic-looking thing. It was walking around looking for something. The swamp that it was in had been dried up, and it was seeking a new swamp. I saw it walk up to a puddle, and the Lord said it is seeking its own reflection. He told me that this demon is cold, heartless, ruthless, and only seeks to fulfill the will of the devil. It seeks its own reflection in fresh, clean water so that it can enter in and destroy all of the life and all of the people in that pool of water. When it can find itself in that water, it can enter in. I saw him walking around a reflection of Donald Trump, and it was looking for its reflection at every single angle. It desperately wanted in. He tried to go in through some doctors, soldiers, cabinet members, but was exposed and ousted. Isn't that interesting? Because this was 2020. This was before Fauci. This was before Bill Burr. This was before General... whatever his name is. Miley? Whatever his name is. All that stuff coming against him. When it can't find itself, desperately... So, okay. Now listen to this. This was before the elections even happened, okay? He tried to go in through some doctors, soldiers, and cabinet members, but was exposed and ousted. Because the enemy couldn't find a way through them, he tried to force Donald Trump out, but to no avail. He is still trying to find a way in through voter fraud, through corruption in cabinet members, lives that this monster orchestrated. I saw there were accusations of sexual misconduct, but even that would not allow the demon in or the demon to win. This demon is trying to stir up discontent and hatred by dispatching his demons under him to operate through people that will make a ruckus, and they will be used by demons to riot. And the Holy Spirit says that we can dispel some of these riots by binding the demons assigned to create chaos in this nation and loosing the spirit of peace instead, which is the spirit of Christ over this nation. Now, if you really want to loose the spirit of Christ, you need to go out there and be Christ, by the way. Now, here's the next one. God showed me a huge wave with hundreds and thousands of surfers on it. It was one wave, but it was 3 distinct levels. This is the eve of God that's sweeping the land, and it's going to have 3 tiers or levels of impact that sweep across the globe. A prosperous church in times of economic peril, an outpouring of the Father's heart in a manner that hasn't been felt except by those who've been in His presence and in His secret place. The revelation of utter acceptance is going to sweep across the Christians worldwide, and it will radiate and ooze from them and touch those around them who are really pure in their generations. And the last level is reverential awe, holy fear, and transfiguration. We will take on the very image of Christ, and people will tremble at the power of God that flows through us as it transforms their hearts without us having to speak one word. Let me tell you something. The number one thing, remember, these are prophecies from 4 years ago. June, 4 years and 4 months, June, September, July, August, for 3 months. 4 years and 3 months, okay? And the number one thing that I've been seeing in this move of God that's going on right now is people experiencing the love and awe of God and experiencing the total acceptance. Even me personally, I've met Jesus face to face several times, and it wasn't until recently that I'm more fully understanding the impact of his unconditional love. All right. So this is amazing. Now remember, I'm going to say this again. This was 4 years ago, okay? So what's coming next is, we have here a prosperous church in times of economic peril, an outpouring of the Father's heart in a manner that hasn't been felt except by those who experience his presence and his secret place. Then the next wave is the revelation of utter acceptance that's going to sweep across Christians worldwide and will radiate and ooze from us. And then the last level, which is what we're about to enter into, is the reverential awe, holy fear, and transfiguration into the image of Christ, where people will tremble at the power of God that flows through us as it transforms us not only inside, but externally as well in a visible condition. Okay, now, 4 years ago, okay, the chop has ended. The protesters think this was a win, but it was not. They will try to take over larger areas and even some smaller cities, but this will not be tolerated, and all this happened. The crime rate and statistics will be released, which will be appalling to all those that participated. Some will say, oh, that was made up, but we know the truth. We should pray for the healing of those that were harmed mentally, physically, and spiritually during this time. And so we prayed for that 4 years ago, so I hope that there's a lot of healing testimonies that come out of that whole chop chaz stuff, okay? God has given us a great opportunity through the chop to forewarn us of what the enemy is trying to do with America. The chop is symbolic of what the enemy wants to do with America. He wants rioting in the streets, in the woods, war, death, hyperinflation, chaos, and lawlessness. Do you understand what's happening? Lawlessness. They want the police gone. Defund the police. Get rid of the police. Less police. Why? Because where there's less ability to enforce the law, there's lawlessness. Who does that sound like? The son of lawlessness? The son of perdition? They want the police gone because it's prophetic of what the enemy is trying to do. The enemy is trying to release the son of lawlessness, that very man of perdition. So this is an opportunity to do two things for America: pray and intercede for intercede first for our nation and our leaders, so that we may live in peace, because that's what the Bible tells us to, and go out and evangelize and make disciples, so that we can usher in the coming of Jesus. And both are equally exciting in my book. It's an honor to be able to pray for people. It's an honor to be able to intercede on behalf of you all and our leaders of our nation, etc. Okay. Next, expect to see a great outpouring of revival in the streets of Chicago. I don't know if this has happened yet. God has mounted angels in the city to aid in the greatest revival Chicago has ever known. Saints have long since prayed for this city, and the cloud of witnesses hasn't failed to continue in prayer along with these prayers for this great city to be saved. Gang members will lay down their guns. Satanists will surrender to God. The homeless will be filled with the Spirit of God and begin to minister to masses. Drugs will be removed from the streets. The mayor will try to intimidate and mitigate some of these spiritual forces of Satan by saying that these mass meetings in public areas are a hazard and dangerous to the safety and well-being of the city and its people. But this will not stop the move of God that's coming to Chicago. The enemy is trying to bring a wave of mass gun violence in order to attempt to put stricter laws on the ability to own a gun and remove guns completely from this nation. Trump will not allow this. God is asking us to pray to keep the lives of innocent men and women and children protected. I saw that there was a shooting that was going to happen in Florida, and the Lord said, active shooter. But he said that if we will pray, he will quickly move to stop this attack and bring the man to justice before one life is harmed. He is saying to pray that this gun will not fire and will not be allowed to bring harm. I saw that we needed to intercede against bombs being used in America. Now, this is something that's been coming up lately, but this was 4 years ago, a reminder. I saw a scene of warfare in America. People were making homemade bombs and attempting to lure in police, soldiers, militia, even innocent people, Jewish people, Christians, etc. And we needed to pray for them because they were planning to make IEDs to blow up and harm these people. So we need to pray for peace in America and that all those that are planning this will be discovered quickly and suddenly. God showed me that as we began to pray at this time, that he was sending out angels to alert authorities so that they would see people checking out anarchist handbooks and homemade explosive recipes and other volatile chemicals, etc., that these people would need in order to create these IEDs, and that they would be arrested. He said also to pray for them. Don't just pray that they get caught, but pray that they encounter God and are radically saved. Okay? The Lord said at this time in 2020 that the church is beginning and will, in fact, almost completely stop praying for reform in police departments. He said that it was imperative that we continue to pray for police reform because this will empower the Lord to move on the nation's behalf and bring swift changes that will lead to a greater trust of police officers, of the police force, and more funding for police officers and more education for officers to help bring down crime rates, etc. The whole thing is we don't get rid of cops to make lawlessness go away. We get more cops, and we hire more righteously. I mean, and that's you know, it's not like the police have an easy way to get in. You know, you have to go through a polygraph, you have to go through training and all this, you know, psychological tests and all this stuff. Yet there's still people who get in and then they end up getting corrupted, and they become bad cops. You know, so if there's one thing I know from my police friends is that good cops don't like bad cops. I have a lot of good cop friends. All right. I saw a vision of a man waving a banner which read Trump 2024. It transformed. That's amazing. Dang, I wish I saw that before 2021 when I was all, Trump's coming back this year. Trump's coming back this year. It transformed into the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima. The Lord said, though there will be unrest and spiritual and physical warfare, I have heard the cry of my people. The president will be victorious in his battles and indeed will feast in the presence of his enemies. The scene shifted to President Trump sitting at a banquet table, eating with his most stout rivals, and they were smugly looking at him and thinking that they were victorious. In their mouths were nails, bees, lies, and deceit. Trump just smiled at them, and I saw in his heart that he was about to strike and that their arrogance would be brought to nothing. Donald Trump stood up. He took his boxing gloves off, and I heard an announcer announce over an intercom, "No holds barred." The voice said, "Donald Trump will not hold back in this second presidency, and many that thought that he could never deliver a single blow to them will be knocked out in one punch. Donald Trump will go toe-to-toe with leaders such as Putin, Xi Jinping, and Kim Jong-un." And that's interesting because in 2020, in his presidency from 2016 to 2020, that didn't happen. And this was specifically for 2024. Very interesting. So then the next word the Lord gives, and he does this and it doesn't make sense. What happens that he's able to open up what I'm about to say here? Trade will open with North Korea. Many will be allowed to see family members that they have not seen in years. Families that were torn apart will be reunited. However, without intercession from the saints, this may be very short-lived, so we need to pray about that. And then here's the last prophecy from 2020. A wave of prophetic intercession will enter into North Korea. Intercession from China, America, and South Korea will begin a movement of God, allowing the gospel to be preached where it was once forbidden. A new moon has risen over Korea. In the time of this new moon, will begin to open trade with North Korea, and this will begin the access to a shattered nation. Isn't that interesting? That's all from 2020. Well, now I have some stuff for 2024. This is today's prophetic words. That's some pretty cool stuff. Like, I just came across that. Like, I don't even know what I was looking up. I looked up Trump something, I don't know, but that came up, and I was reading it, and I was like, this is good. This is gold. Like, this needs to be shared, because I'm pretty sure all y'all haven't heard this, and some of this stuff is really crazy that I had that level of prophetic back then when I was so... I was a lot more in the flesh back then than I am now, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean I've been growing and growing and growing, you know? So here we are, today's prophecy. The first thing that I heard when I was praying today was that there will be a crypto boom. What I actually heard was the voice of a man speaking, and he said, "Crypto go boom." Kind of like from that movie Night at the Museum with that big statue whose voice is Brad Garrett's voice, and he said, "Hey, dum-dum, me want gum-gum." So I heard that, and then the Lord showed me a vision and showed me that there would be a short sell-off of crypto, followed by a massive bull run, which begins on the new moon. Actually, he said something was going to happen on the harvest moon, which I had to look up. The harvest moon is tonight, so let's see what happens tonight. So I don't know if tonight is the drop or if it's the increase, so we'll see. I asked the Lord what things will look like financially next year, going into next year, and he said there will be slow growth, but it will grow like a fire. It will start small and slow, and it will take the Ruach to fan the flames, but it will burn like a roaring fire. So that's great. Hopefully that doesn't mean our finances are going to break up. I hope I'm not misinterpreting that. Let's just take it for what it is. All right. The Lord said, get ready to see the experts saying that there will be an XRP bull run, and even now some are saying that. This is a signal to the elite who are planning to strike and try to topple Ripple and sink XRP. Many have been waiting for this, and you will see a massive spike in value. Okay. There will be a big run on Bitcoin soon that will take it back close to $80,000 again. And what I saw was it went back up to $74,000, and it was up there for quite a bit. Again, I have to say this because people say, well, it's a false prophecy. When I say 74,000, give you an exact number, what I'm giving you is a reference point of around about that area. So it will probably be over 74,000, okay? Now, it could be higher than that, but that's the number that I saw, so that's what I'm saying, okay? Let's see. I saw troops headed back into Afghanistan, but that did not look like they were Americans. Their uniforms were slightly different. It kind of felt like it was Russia or something like that. But as I was looking into the vision, I saw the military group began to wage war within Afghanistan, and I'm not sure if that was ISIS or if it was Taliban. I think it was actually ISIS, but I'm not 100% certain on that. It could have been either one. And they began to wage war in Afghanistan again, and I had a feeling for some reason Russia was involved in this. Russia wants Afghanistan back. Leadership changes are coming to Brazil. The Satanists in charge will soon be deposed by miraculous intervention. The truth will be exposed. Pray for the Brazilian people so that they will not suffer when sanctions are put on that nation due to the violent retaliation and civil unrest that's coming. That was a hard one. Okay, now here's last but not least. I prayed, and several times I heard that there would be an attempt on Kamala Harris's life, and that we needed to pray for her safety. And a very strong feeling that they were actually trying to set this up themselves to say, this is a radical MAGA extremist. And this is why we need gun control, because these radical MAGA extremists. I just want to point out how it's very interesting that both of these attempted assassinations are people who were featured in BlackRock commercials. Both of them. You see their faces clear as day. Look it up. It's not a conspiracy. It's like that officer in Florida said. This is a bigger conspiracy to try and take out Trump that needs to be addressed. Guess who's not going to do it? The feds. So then it has to come down to the local police interceding and intervening. Oh, hey. All right. That's all. Love you guys. Be blessed. Like and subscribe. Partner with us. Share with your friends and family. Please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get it up there because we want to reach more people. Like I said, we're going to Alabama tomorrow. And then on the 1st of November, we have to go to North Carolina for my graduation, which is going to cost us. And that's at the beginning of the month, which is... it's at the beginning of the month, which is a weird, hard time for us because that's when all of our bills are due. But God can do anything. All right. I love you guys. Be blessed. I'll see you again probably next week. Until then, bye.